call to order the meeting of the Portsmouth City Council Public Works Session for today, July 22nd. I want to thank everyone for joining us today, our staff, all of our invited guests and citizens of the City of Portsmouth. Also, I want to acknowledge our City Manager, Mr. Stephen Carter, our Deputy City Attorney, Mr. Derry Challenger, and our City Clerk, Ms. Deborah White. Thank you all for being in attendance. Ms. White, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Ms. Bryant.
Present.
Dr. Dotson.
Present.
Mr. Hugel.
Present.
Mr. Moody.
Here.
Ms. Thomas. Here. Mr. Tillage.
Here.
Mayor Glover.
Here. Sir, you have the floor. Mr.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I have a few presentations for you this evening, and what I want to do is modify the schedule just a little bit, because I think the collective bargaining is going to be the one that we kind of get the most hung up on. So if my city clerk will work with me on this, I'm going to ask Dr. Rhonda Russell to come forward first and update us on some extensions for use permits. She will be followed by Ms. Alicia Winston from the PRHA for a funding request from the council. Then we'll do the collective bargaining piece this last. All right, Ms. Russell. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Dr. Russell.
You have before you this evening 2 requests for extensions of use permit applications that have expired. They are by the same applicant, use permit number 2103 and 2305. The Portsmouth zoning ordinance permits a 1-year extension with the approval of City Council of use permit requests, so long as the applicant makes that request within 30 days of expiration. And so 2103 is an application or a request by Mr. Tyler Rose on behalf of Alvin Keel for D&K Builders, and it is a proposal that was approved in April 2021 for property located off of Greenwood Drive to permit a 280-unit multifamily development. We are not asking this evening that council take a specific action on the use permit extension request. Rather, it would be on your August 26th agenda as an action item. And I'm happy to answer any specific questions that council members may have with respect to this request. Alternatively, we can move forward to the request for 2305 for the property on High Street.
Any questions by my colleagues? Councilman Hugel, sir, you have the floor.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor. So, thanks, Dr. Russell. To you or to the city manager. So, I know on the High Street properties, dirt is moving. So, do we still require a use permit extension if dirt is moving?
Yes, sir, and I'm happy to explain why
please
that
do.
is. Okay. The ordinance is very prescriptive in what constitutes the project moving forward. The permit that has been approved for the High Street project is their erosion and sediment control permit. The ordinance stipulates that a building footing foundation has to be completed to satisfy that requirement of commencing construction.
Okay, and have either of these projects been through the site plan approval? Are we that far along in planning on both, or not yet?
So the High Street project, the erosion and sediment control plan has been approved, which allowed them to receive their land disturbance permit. The Greenwood Drive project, I believe, and I would have to defer to the applicant, they are still within their review process for the site plan, and it is not final approval.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
Yes.
use permit 2305, and that's the High Street project that Councilman Hugel just spoke of, is a request that was also approved by council in 2023, and it is a proposed townhouse development, a 52-unit townhouse development that you'll notice that it's fenced in. It had a hardened surface with asphalt and concrete that has been disturbed, and they have started construction. The applicant is requesting a 1-year extension and is confident they can move the project forward within that time. Happy to answer any questions that council members might have.
Councilwoman Thomas, ma'am, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you. So regarding just comparing the High Street versus the Greenwood Drive, Councilman Hugel said that the High Street properties have, quote, dirt moving, but the Greenwood Drive has still waiting on, what did you say, soil site plan?
Site plan. I said both, actually.
Okay.
So in one project, this project, they have had their erosion and sediment control plan approved, and they have been issued a land disturbance permit. Their final site plan approval has not granted
For High Street.
for High Street. They're further along on High Street.
Okay, that's really kind of my question. Do we know what because one was approved almost 2 years earlier. Do we know what the delay or holdup was? Is there just more things for the applicant to go through for the Greenwood Drive? Or is that something we'll discuss August 26th meeting?
Well, I'm going to share with you what the applicant has provided with respect to the challenges associated with the project in their correspondence. And I'll just read that to you verbatim. In addition to the COVID-19 pandemic, since City Council approval of the use permits, the world has experienced unprecedented disruptions in global supply chains, inflation, labor shortages, rising construction costs, as well as political uncertainty that have adversely impacted the construction timelines and budgets for the project. The applicant's counsel is present, and if you desire and permit, he might be able to expand on those reasons further.
Okay.
Yeah, this unfortunately, this isn't a public hearing today, so we won't be permitting that type of question.
But this will come up at our August meeting, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's something maybe I can explore at that time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Ms. Elisa Winston. There she is, yes. She has a request to council. It's actually bringing something back that the council had saw at some point a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now. And because there was no official action taken in order for this to move forward, an official action has to be taken. But I want to make sure we brief you on what the project is and what the request is before we put something on the agenda for an official action. So, Ms. Winston?
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor. I'm Elisa Winston. I'm the Executive Director for Portsmouth Development and Housing Authority. And with me is Mr. Andre Blakely, our developer partner with the Richmond Group. So I'll give you a little bit of history because a few of you all weren't here on council when this presentation was made for the request back in 2023. So if you're familiar, Lincoln Park is a former public housing community, 178 units of public housing. It was built in the 60s. It was determined that the property was beyond, repair, and that the best course of action to take was to demolish that property and build new. And so that's what we decided to do. And we decided to do it in 2 phases. The first phase, which is Lexington Place, which is 72 units of townhomes. That was completed in 2021. And now we have the second phase going underway now. And so my predecessor in January of 2023 came before council to ask for $1.2 million for the construction, to assist with the construction of Lexington Seniors. So we're anticipating to have that project completed in October, and I will ask Mr. Blakely to give an update on where we are today.
Yes, so as Director Winston mentioned, we're about 75% complete with the project, expect to be wrapped up by the first or second week of October. And we also expect to immediately begin with the lease-up process. We already have, as I understand it, 105 seniors that have signed up and waiting for us to complete the project. And then we're also looking at a grand opening, hopefully by year end. We'll keep everyone posted on that. But very excited about this project and the addition of 105 senior units that will be age restricted to 62 plus, which is still an unmet demand, not just in Portsmouth, but in several communities. We do have
Some pictures.
we do have some photos of the construction progress. These are just some of the initial renderings. I thought it would be interesting to show the renderings and then what it actually looks like. Sometimes those don't always sync up. Beautiful courtyard area. This is that courtyard area that we just looked at. Site lighting and wiring conduit. We're ready to complete the asphalt paving on site. Some of the interior finishes. And again, just the courtyard area and some of the building finishes. So very excited and thank you for your support of this project.
So we're here again to ask that you honor the request that we made and that we received a commitment for in 2023.
We did have just excuse me, Director, just a snapshot of the closing capital stack. The city's contribution, which was included in that closing capital stack, was eligible or allowed us to be eligible for a VHDA match loan, so we were able to double the contribution from the city to support this transaction.
I'm available for your questions.
So this
Councilman Dodson, sir.
Thank you, sir. So this is right next to Dale Homes.
Yes, it is.
When does the Dale Homes contract expire?
I don't have the date in front of me. I would say not soon enough, but I can provide that information to you. We probably have roughly about 10 more years.
10 more years.
That was a tax credit application that we received, and it has a 15-year compliance period that goes along with that as well.
Approximately 10 more years. Thank you.
Well, I will make a comment. I think this is certainly a worthy project that we're really excited about. I know I've talked to many seniors who are already inquiring and asking, is there room left? And you just confirmed there is no room left. And so that just speaks to the need for housing, particularly senior housing in our community. So I was here when we made that commitment, and it is a commitment that we understood was a part of the match. I can't speak for my colleagues on council, but this is a project that's worthy of our commitment, as we have committed before. And I would ask that you would announce the second project and remind council what you're doing with the second phase of the project as it relates to senior apartments.
Twin Pines. So our next project that we're looking to get started with later this year, 82 units of senior housing. So we're looking forward to moving with that project.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? Seeing none, Councilman Hugel.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor. So, City Manager, got to ask,
I know.
where's the 1.2 million coming from? General fund balance, or were you planning for this?
I actually had no plans for this. This was a surprise for me. I assume, you guys knew about it, and of course, PRHA knew about it, but I did not. So this has no spot in our budget whatsoever, so this would have to come from fund balance.
Okay, thank you.
Vice Mayor Moody, sir, you have the floor.
Well, I guess my question is, since it was approved by council, how would something like that fall through the cracks?
Well, first of all, it was never approved by council. There was a consensus vote that you would do this, but nobody took any formal action, so there was nothing formal to.
So it was just a consensus?
Yes. So before we do this, there has to actually be a vote for this. That's why we're doing it this way, so you can refresh those that didn't know about it. For those that did know about it, you can, put in whatever you want to put in, but in order for this to have been something that we were tracking, it had to be an official action taken, and none was taken.
Is that cause for any delay in the project?
You have to ask them.
It would depend on how soon we can get those funds. I mean, we're looking to close, as we stated, this project will be completed in October, so we will need those funds around that time frame.
Yeah, we were able to bridge the funds, the traditional loan up front, but as Director Winston stated, as we start to wrap up, we will need to pay off that bridge loan.
So the funding would have to be in place by October? Is that what you're saying?
If it again is the consensus of this council, you'll see it on your August meeting.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Councilman Hugel, sir, you have the floor.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor. So then it's appropriate for us to call for a consensus to add this. So I recommend that we ask for a consensus of council to add this to the August council meeting agenda for a vote.
You have the consensus that has been brought to the body, so if those are in favor of adding this item to our agenda for a formal vote for approval, if we could show. Go ahead, ma'am.
Sorry, sir. I just have a point of clarification for the consensus. So are we able, does it have to go in front, like be announced to the public, or are we able to put this on our agenda coming up in the next hour or so?
No.
No. I just wanted to see, okay. All right. All right, and I'm only asking because I know the intent of council was there, and I wanted to see if, instead of prolonging the decision, if it was possible to be further, but if not, okay. All right. Deborah's looking at me like,
There's work that has to be done to get it officially on the
okay.
agenda.
All right, thank you.
That's why I think that's the earliest time frame, and probably that we can get it on there. So with that request on the table, if we could show, by a show of hands, whether we supporting this initiative. There you go. I think you have a consensus of council that are in support of this and the great work that you guys are doing at Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing. And I will personally apologize for having this have been taken care of earlier.
Thank you.
Now, they have two consensus, two different councils. That's unusual.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Thank
you all.
Thank you, Ms. Winston. Attorney Challenger.
Before we discuss collective bargaining, I want to make sure everyone understands that we're going to have a closed session after this, after the public presentation, to discuss the actual details of the collective bargaining agreement. So during the public session, we won't be discussing that portion of it. That will be reserved for closed session.
Because I put it on the screen, right? There you go. Partnered it.
All right, good evening, council. This is really just a refresher of what we've talked about previously, and to kind of set the stage for where we go from here. We all understand that some time ago, actually in 2020, the General Assembly made it possible for local municipalities to engage in collective bargaining. On September 22nd, 2020, even before the action by the General Assembly took effect, the local city council adopted a resolution authorizing the city of Portsmouth to engage in collective bargaining. On November 14th, 2023, council actually passed the ordinance and a 4-2 vote that we're going to move forward. All right, since that time, there's been some work done on several fronts about what should happen, what should not happen. I think we're at the point now where we're ready to present a draft of the final ordinance to you. But just to kind of go over some other municipalities that are doing this. You see the ones that's listed on the board. Conspicuously absent is any other Hampton Roads municipality. They've all decided to wait. Pretty much everybody's watching what we do and figure out how they're going to move forward. So really all this presentation is to do is to set the stage for us to start the discussion. Next is going to be a closed session, as Attorney Challenger just talked about. We will take anything from that necessary to rework the ordinance if necessary, come back with an ordinance that this body can either reject or adopt. And once that is done, we will start, based on the vote of this council, we'll either start setting up the apparatus to continue or actually initiate the collective bargaining process, or we'll make whatever adjustments this council has decided we need to make. But that's really all I was supposed to do right this is kind of set the stage for what we're about to do, let everybody know what the process is going forward. That's it, unless you have any questions.
Closed session.
Then we're in need of a close, yes.
Yes, sir. Vice Mayor Moody, sir, if you would go ahead and proceed with the closed session item.
I move to go into a closed meeting, A, pursuant to Virginia Code subsection 2.2-3711, A8, for the purpose of consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by the public body regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel, specifically regarding collective bargaining. B, pursuant to Virginia Code subsection 2.2-3711A, 1, for the purpose of discussing appointments to boards and commissions.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Ms. Bryant?
Yes.
Dr. Dotson?
Aye.
Mr. Hugel?
Yes.
Mr. Moody?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Tillage?
Yes.
Mayor Glover?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in closed session, so
Best of his or her knowledge, one, only public business matters lawfully exempted from the open meeting requirements under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and 2, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered in the closed meeting just concluded.
thank you, sir. We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Bryant?
Yes.
Dr. Dotson?
Yes.
Mr. Hugel?
Aye.
Mr. Moody?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Tillage?
Yes.
Mayor Glover?
Yes.
Thank you.
That concludes our public work session, and we will reconvene at 7:06 at 7:15.
If I can get your ordinance in there.